But Samson's wife didn't know the answer. So she went to go see Samson. And she said, "Samson, dear, can you tell me the answer to your question, please?" And Samson said, "I haven't told my mom and dad. Why would I tell you?" "Oh, Samson, you can tell me. I'm your wife." So I'm not going to tell you. I haven't told anybody. "Samson, you don't love me. Why wouldn't you do?" For a whole week, she did that. A week of listening to that until finally Samson said, "Fine, here's the answer." And he told her. Well, of course, she went and told the Philistine men. And they came to see Samson. They said, "Hey, Samson, we got your answer. The answer is, nothing is stronger than a lion, and nothing is sweeter than honey." So that's the answer. Oh, Samson was mad. He was really, really mad. Now he owes each of these 30 men some new clothes. So he stomped out of there, and he went to another town, and he found 30 Philistine men, and he killed them. He killed 30 of those Philistine men, tore the clothes off of their body, and went and he threw them at those men and said, "There! You take it." Does this sound like somebody who you would want to be in charge? Does this sound like somebody that should be a judge in Israel? Doesn't sound like somebody like that to me. Well, Samson, he went home. He was so mad, he didn't even take his wife with him. He left her alone. Well, sometime later, he decided that he wanted to see his wife again. So he went to her house and knocked on her door. "Get out of here, woman. I want to see you." Well, she didn't come because she wasn't there. Her father came out. And her father said, "Well, we thought you didn't want her anymore, so we let her marry somebody else. You can marry her sister. She's just as good." Oh, Samson was really, really mad this time. These people took his clothes away, they took his wife away, and they made him look silly. This would not be allowed to stay. So here's what Samson did. He went out and he caught a bunch of foxes, a bunch of zorros. And he took them and he tied their tails together. He took two at a time, tied their tails together. And then in their tails, he put a stick. And then he took a match and he put that stick on fire. And then he let those foxes go. And the foxes went beep, 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 and they ran away, trying to get away from the fire. And as they ran away, they ran through the fields where the Philistines were growing their food and burned them all to the ground. Samson just burned up all the food of all the men who were at that party with him. Oh, now they were mad. They sent a message out to the people of Israel. They said, "If you don't give us Samson, we're going to come and destroy you all." So the Israelites went to Samson. They said, "Samson, please give up. We're scared. Please give up to the Philistines." Samson said, "All right, fine. I'll go with the Philistines. Here, tie me up. Tie me up and I'll go." So they tied Samson up and they brought him to the Philistines. And the Philistines were like, "Yeah, we got Samson. We got the big man." And they started to take Samson away. But as they went by, as they were taking him away, they're dragging him away, they passed by the body of a dead donkey, a dead burro. And Samson saw the bones of the burro there. And he saw the skull, the head bone, and he saw the jaw bones, this part of here to here. And he saw that, so it was going to happen, and he went, and he broke the ropes that were holding him, reached down, grabbed the jawbone of that donkey, jumped up and started going wham, 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 wham. And he killed 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of that donkey. And then he was up there holding it. He's there going, oh man, I'm so tired. I'm so thirsty. I've done nothing but kill Philistines all day. Oh, I need a drink of water. There's no water here. Oh no, I'm gonna die. God, I'm gonna die. Yeah, now he cares about what God says. He didn't care about what God said before. Now he cares about what God says. But God was good. You remember how back when in the Israelites, when they were thirsty, God said, Moses, hit that rock, and the rock broke apart and water came out for them to drink? Well, God did the same thing here. The jawbone broke apart and water started coming out of it. So Samson had some water to drink. Even though Samson was not obeying God, God was merciful to Samson, and he did that for him. He kept him alive. Samson went on to become a judge, and he judged Israel for 20 years. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us a whole lot about what happened during those 20 years. We don't know what kind of person Samson was during those 20 years. I'm guessing, though, that he wasn't a very good judge, because he wasn't a very good person. He did whatever he wanted to do instead of what God wanted him to do. I forgot to mention, and it got him in trouble. I forgot to mention this while I was telling the story, but you know that the woman that he married, the Philistines were so angry with Samson for what he did by burning their fields down that they killed her. They locked her and her family in the house and they burned it down. Samson does whatever he wants, and it hurts him and it hurts the people he loves. Okay? This is why we say we need to do what God wants us to do. We need to obey God. It keeps us out of trouble. And then God is happy with us, and God blesses us for obeying him. Okay, that's a lesson that Samson hasn't learned. He hasn't learned that his strength comes from God. He thinks his strength is all on his own, because he thinks he's so special. Maybe if he had learned the verse that we're learning this week, he would have felt differently. Nehemiah 8:10. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Our strength comes from God being happy with us, not because of what we do, because we're not important. Only God is important. Nehemiah 8:10. The joy of the Lord is your strength. And in Spanish, Nehemías 8:10. El gozo de Jehová es vuestra fuerza. Nehemías 8:10. Okay. Well, that's it for our Bible story. It ran kind of long. Sorry about that. So let's stop now and go on to our Matemáticas.